What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having an amazing start to your week. As always, my name is Anomaly. You can follow me on Instagram at Dream Rare, on Twitter at Legendary Energy. Check out my website at legendary.vision, and of course stay tuned on Facebook, especially with what I'm talking about. I would say follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and just remember my name, Anomaly. It's spelled A-N-0 M-A-L-Y, so no matter what happens to Facebook, no matter what happens to other social media, you could always find me if you remember my name. Just make sure you spell it right. It's A-N-0 M-A-L-Y. That's how you spell Anomaly. Make sure you remember that, because I don't know what's going to happen to Facebook, Google, Twitter, all of these social medias, but if you remember that name, you'll always be able to find me. My website, legendary.vision, isn't going anywhere. And I want to talk about it, especially, it's more important now than ever. I've talked about before how YouTube and Google, they're demonetizing and taking the revenue away from pretty much all content creators. They've pretty much slashed multi-million dollars from all sorts of independent people who've been making a living off YouTube. But now Facebook today, they have put out a statement, or it's in the news, saying that Facebook is now blocking news organizations from advertising with them, from running ads on videos, not if the videos are fake, but if Facebook deems that that entire organization or that entire page pushes fake news. So that's totally up to them. They said that they're partnering with third-party websites like Snopes, and this is a disaster because, as I've said many times, I have two videos on it, one talking about Snopes and PolitiFact, and my recent Charlottesville video where I showed them blatantly lying. How are you going to partner with Snopes, who I've caught lying 20 plus times, and say that you're going to block fake news? It's pretty sketchy. If you want to block fake news, you should probably not partner with a fake news organization like Snopes. Nothing about them is real. Nothing about them is accurate. They spin every story. If I didn't know any better, I would think that they were a DNC and a Democratic Party PR firm. Everything they spin is out of order. They talked about the Charlottesville attack, and they said that because the Unite the Right leader, or whatever, Jason Kessler, he was a big Obama supporter. He was involved in Occupy Wall Street. He supported Hillary Clinton a year or two ago. This is a fact. And instead of like explaining that, they always have a story to it. So the Snopes spin on it was the guy who drove the car and killed the woman, was he an Obama supporter? And they were like, false, fake story, that's totally false. No one said it was the driver. It was the Unite the Right leader of the whole rally. So of course, instead of answering that question and saying, true, he was an Obama supporter, they said, oh, of course not. That's so stupid. That's fake news. Snopes is a total phony PR firm for God knows who, because they're totally not telling the truth. They spin every story. How is Facebook going to partner with them and determine what fake news is? I'm all against fake news. If it's like a totally fake story using fake pictures, and they use an example of Ben Roethlisberger blew his hands off at a 4th of July party and it wasn't true, that's totally fine. If you're blocking real fake news, that's great. But the term fake news is very broad. It's very reminiscent of Google that said, hey, we're going to take money away from anybody who talks about politics, natural disasters, just like anything, real life, other countries. So it's a broad term, and they're partnering with one of the fakest, most phony, most misunderstood organizations on the planet, Snopes. I've done a video on it. I've done a video on PolitiFact, who they really are. I've showed them pretty much spin every story. You'll notice, even if I don't care what your political affiliation is, watch Snopes, watch how they spin and skew everything in a certain direction, and even take obvious truths and be like, oh, is that it's a total phony organization. But once again, what does Facebook mean by this? Who are they going to block from advertising? Personally, me, at this moment, I don't care, because I don't run any advertisements. I haven't run an advertisement on a video or a post in like 2.5 years, and I'm still reaching more. I saw Now This Politics, if you guys know the page Now This Politics, they had this like very hateful, very negative, nasty Donald Trump video, and I saw them sponsoring it on my page, and I was laughing because even though they're pouring hundreds of thousands of dollars into these videos, they're still not getting as many shares as mine. I have a bold, rare idea for Now This, for Huffington Post, for New York Times and Washington Post, who pour hundreds of thousands of dollars into their advertising and still can't get as many shares and views as me. Here, I have a crazy idea. I'm just going to throw it out there. You could bring it to your board meeting. You could talk to your interns and your staff of 10,000 people who still run back and forth and bash their heads together and still can't do as good of social media and digital work as I can by myself. Why don't you just tell the truth? Instead of spending hundreds of thousands of advertising dollars and figuring out why people don't like you and figuring out why your videos don't get shared, why don't you just tell the truth? And maybe you don't have to run ads on all your videos. So I don't really care that Facebook's doing this. I'm just a little nervous of what this means, because I wouldn't even say nervous. I'm not even nervous. I'm just aware, awake, paying attention. Because a month ago, Mark Zuckerberg hired on one of Hillary Clinton's campaign strategists onto Facebook. You have Snopes and PolitiFact, who are always lying. You have PolitiFact, I did a video, who is partnered and gets funding from the Knight Foundation, who has done multiple events with the Clintons. You have Google and Alphabet, which is basically Google's new name that they're using to confuse people that it's not Google, or maybe broaden their horizon of what they're doing. They directly partnered with Hillary's campaign. All of this is very Orwellian, and now they're partnering with Snopes to tell people who fake news is. Here, I have some fake news that was very widespread and very mainstream. Pretty much all of the Russia news. Do you hear anything about Russia? Yesterday, Donald Trump built a hotel in Moscow. It's like, that's the best you got now? It went from he colluded and they cheated on the campaign to he built a hotel in Russia. It's pathetic. My friend's a DJ. He just DJ'd in Moscow. Are you going to demonize him because he just did a party in Moscow? It's ridiculous. All of the Russian news was fake. CNN had to make people resign or pretty much fire them over the fake news. New York Times and Washington Post said 17 intelligence agencies said that Russia hacked the election. Only problem, after a year of lying about it, it was a completely fake story. Washington Post made a fake story about Russia hacked the Vermont power grid. Everybody freak out because Russia's hacking your power. Turns out nothing about that story was true. Not even like a sliver. They just completely made it up like a fiction writer, which is not surprising because a lot of these same communities, a lot of these same, government organizations are also scripting movies. I mean, Al Jazeera did a very telling piece about the CIA writing a bunch of movie scripts. You have literally the new Tom Cruise movie, American Made. This is not me projecting. This is the trailer that millions of people could see. They're running a trailer of a movie starring Tom Cruise, and it looks like it's basically about the CIA selling and buying millions of billions of dollars worth of drugs. It's like they're showing you, hey, look what we're doing. We're lying to you. We're selling drugs. We're starting wars. And people are like, oh man, I can't wait to see the new Tom Cruise movie. It's going to be dope. I mean, it probably will be, but does it put a light bulb on in your head or no? History Channel just did a big, war on drugs and talked about the whole situation of the intelligence communities and how the war on drugs started. This is the History Channel. It's not me. It's not an investigation. It's not like I'm doing too much. It's right out there in the open. But nobody seems to care. And to get back on the topic I was on Facebook, it's a little alarming that they're trying to fight fake news, because most of the people that are like Facebook and Google that are saying that they're fighting fake news, they're actually fueling fake news. They're silencing people who are telling the truth about the wars. They're making it near impossible to make money if you tell the truth about politics or society or have a decent halfway honest spin on the situation. If you want to block fake news from advertising, how about start with Now This Politics? I saw them promoting and sponsoring a fake Donald Trump video which had no factual evidence. It was just pure hate and judgment. Is now This Politics going to be blocked from advertising? Is Huffington Post going to be blocked? They've just been, spewing out propaganda and political correctness. It's ridiculous. Because Facebook and Google and politicians' idea of real news is just political correct lies. And that's how we got to this point. That's why there's wars all over the place. That's why nobody knows what's going on, is because political correctness is literally a disease. Political correctness is basically saying stuff that sounds pretty. It's not going to offend anybody. It's going to be totally socially acceptable. Everybody's going to like what you say because it feels good. But it's a blatant lie. Most of the time, you're just doing it to not get attacked by society or to not seem like a bad person. But that's how these wars started, from political correctness. So a lot of these news organizations, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Huffington Post, Cosmopolitan, Newsweek, pretty much everybody besides a few, they're all acting like they have the moral high ground. We're going to stop fake news on Facebook, and we're going to partner with all of these organizations who push the most fake news and have a political correct spin on everything and dishonest. I just did a video earlier today on Barcelona and how the terror attack could have been prevented. The judge, this terror attack mastermind, was about to get deported, and the judge comes in and was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't deport him. That's a violation of his human rights. And they're like, hey, man, like, this guy's really dangerous. We have proof that he's very dangerous to Spain. And they're like, no, we're the Huffington Post. We're the Barcelona judge. We're the Hawaii judge. We're gonna block that because that's a violation of his rights. And then terror attack happens, 14 people die, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sad. Let's do a benefit concert. Let's see what Snopes says. Let's do a Snopes benefit concert. Snopes and Ariana Grande and Facebook can partner, and we'll cry about it, and then we'll wonder why the problem keeps happening. It keeps happening because Facebook partners with the fakest people to stop fakeness. How can you partner with fake to try to stop fake? It makes no sense. I hope that they really mean true fake stories. That would be great, like real fake stories that are just completely fabricated. But at what point, what's fake and what's real? Because the biggest news organizations on the planet, pretty much all of them, have essentially, without the internet, an information monopoly on everything. 5 or 6 corporations own 90% of the flow of information. All we have is the internet and social media. That's our only platform, and that's slowly being swallowed alive. While they tell you to look at this, that, they're trying to retake the flow of information, because now people can tell the truth, and it's too late for them. They're like panicking, like, yeah, quick, we gotta. The biggest news organizations on the planet are the fakest news. They lied about Iraq. They lied about Afghanistan. They lied about bin Laden. They lied about Saddam Hussein. They lied about Gaddafi. They lied about President Trump. They lied about Hillary Clinton. They lied about Bernie Sanders. They lied about Ron Paul. They told everybody Rand Paul doesn't even exist. Look at Ted Cruz and Ben Carson and Donald Trump, because we don't want you to look at Rand Paul because he's a halfway decent person. This is the news that acts like they have a moral high ground on everybody else. Oh no, Hillary Clinton has a 99% chance of winning. Trust me, we went to Harvard. We have a PhD, and Hillary Clinton's got a 99% chance of winning. That was a lie. Are you going to block all the organizations that said Hillary Clinton was going to win president? Are they going to be blocked from Facebook? Because that's fake news. Is the New York Times going to be blocked from running ads? Because they're desperately spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on their videos. Like, please share my videos. And one anomaly video gets 100,000 shares with no money. I don't spend money. I don't have to, because I'm not a liar. Just tell the truth, and maybe people will share it more. You don't have to spend millions of dollars on propaganda trying to, oh my God, please hate Donald Trump, or please be mad at this. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth about Donald Trump, and then people will not like him when he's wrong, and they'll like him when he's right. It's pathetic. So is the New York Times going to be blocked from Facebook's new ad policy? Is the Washington Post going to be blocked? I mean, I can't think of 2 more fake news organizations than the New York Times and Washington Post. Luckily, both of them have been writing more honest stories, and I'll tell you why. It's probably because when they tell the truth, people share their stuff and they get more ad revenue, and they're probably losing a lot of money because they're so dishonest and their trust went from here to here in the past year. So they're like, oh my God, if I tell the truth like Anomaly, we start making more money and get more shares. Of course you do, because people are sick and tired of being lied to. That's why Donald Trump won. It's not because everybody's racist and sexist and xenophobic and Hillary Clinton's Mother Teresa and Gandhi and Donald Trump is a Hitler. That's what you keep saying. That's what these news organizations keep saying, like the ones that Facebook partners with, just in a little echo chamber, and they convince themselves they're right. They're like, maybe if we say it enough times, everyone will believe it, it'll be the truth. No, it's not how the reality works. That's not how the universe works. You're lying. Listen to people. The reason Donald Trump won is because people are tired of political correctness, like Snopes and like Facebook acting like they have the moral high ground. Facebook's been great to me. I don't care about this policy because I don't need to run ads. I don't have to run ads because I get bigger every day. I get a new fan every second because I'm not a liar. Don't need to run ads. I could save my money. I could go buy a bagel or an omelet with my money. I don't have to waste millions of dollars like all of these corny, Huffington Posts and Now This Politics, because I'm not a hater and I'm not a liar. So to sum it up, Facebook is blocking news organizations and pages that they deem a pusher of fake news. It doesn't mean that they're always pushing fake news. They didn't word it in the way of like, oh, if they're blatantly pushing fake news, we're going to stop that post and not allow them to post. No. The way they worded it is that Facebook's going to block entire organizations and entire pages from running ads if they deemed that they have shared fake news before. This is very broad. This is very vague. It's probably not a coincidence. If they deem that you've shared a fake news article before, they're going to block your whole page from ads. I don't care. I don't run ads. I'm not pathetic. I'm not saying that running ads is pathetic. I know there's a lot of great companies that do it, but there are a lot of pathetic organizations that are desperately spending a lot of money, trying to get a lot of shares, can't do it because they're liars and nobody likes them and their content's not that good, and they have 10,000 people that they're paying millions of dollars every day. Like, oh my God, edit. I sit here, I edit my own videos, I make my own videos. I do better than entire news organizations with hundreds of people. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, stop lying. And you could do that too. That's all I'm saying. But really be cautious and careful where this goes. Facebook soon is going to possibly, they're already launching beta. They've been doing it for years. Allow ads to run on videos, and then content creators like myself, in theory, would be able to make money. I'm torn about this. One, I would probably have over $100,000 this year if they allowed me to run ads like Google did. So I really do want to see an ad platform like that exist, because then I would have a whole new stream of revenue and I could do a bunch of great stuff with it and compete with these other organizations on a higher level, or just relax and not do that because I don't want to deal with all the madness. Or on the flip side, what can happen if Facebook allows ads on videos like mine is that they can start censoring more. So I'm torn. Of course I want the money from the ads on my videos, since I'm getting millions of views every week. It would be nice to have a couple $1,000s every week, not gonna lie. But on the flip side, I have a strong feeling that Facebook will end up like Google, taking the money away from people like me, funneling all the money into the real fake news organizations, which they claim are like, oh, they're the fact checkers. No, they're the fake news organizations. The real people get silenced. And that's my thought on ads coming onto Facebook videos. It's in the works, but I have a strong feeling then they're going to start taking down my videos, censoring my videos, and somehow deeming me something that I'm not. But once again, I don't want to complain too much. I've heard of censorship, this and that on Facebook. I've said my piece about what they're all doing, but Facebook's been amazing to me. I've respected the rules of Facebook. They've respected me. They've shown me love. I've seen no censorship whatsoever on my videos. There's a few times that I thought maybe they did this and that, but to be honest, they're not censoring me. I'm reaching 10, 20, 30, 50 million people some weeks. I'm not being censored. They respect me. I don't make excuses. Some people are like, I'm being censored by Facebook. It's one thing if you're being kicked off Facebook, that is being censored. But there's a lot of pages who think they're being censored. They're like, oh, Facebook's censoring me, but they're just not good at Facebook and digital social media marketing. That's why they're getting censored. They just aren't able to adapt. And then they act like they're being censored. Oh, my reach is being cut. It's because your posts aren't good enough. It's because they're not engaging. They're not being shared. There's a difference. So on that note, I would like to stand up for Facebook and say, thank you so much for this incredible platform. Been very kind to me. I can't even remotely complain on a free service that I've been using to reach, over a billion people now. It's pretty ridiculous. That's been my dream my whole life. I never dreamed of money and cars and fame and all that. That was never my goal and my dream. My real dream was to reach people with a good message and change the world in some way. So it's a beautiful thing. I've pretty much already achieved my dream on a higher level than I could have ever fathomed, because I don't care about MTV. I don't care about the VMAs. I don't care about, being trendy and cool. That was never my goal. So I've already achieved my dream, but now there's more dreams to achieve. I'm not done. I'm not going to retire. It's just a beautiful thing. So on that, I want to say thank you so much, Facebook. It's been an amazing service. I don't want to ruffle the feathers, but I do want to say, don't partner with Snopes and act like you're going to fight fake news, because Snopes is a pretty fake, phony, potentially public relations firm disguised as a fact-checking organization, because they put a spin on everything. They're like, was the driver of Charlottesville? Was the driver an Obama supporter? No, nobody said the driver was an Obama supporter, but the organizer was. You won't talk about that because you don't want people to know. So not to be confused, just to sum it up real quick, and then I'm out. Sorry about running on a little bit for those who like it shorter, but whatever. I have short videos, it is what it is. Facebook partnering with third-party sites like Snopes to deem organizations that are known to push fake news and block them from running ads, not to be confused with what I was talking about after that of the new beta testing that Facebook's been doing for years of letting ads run on your, ads running in front of my videos and after my videos, and then I would get a cut of that paycheck. Two separate things, but I talked about both of them there. Thank you guys so much for joining. Check out my videos this week about Charlottesville potentially being set up in some form. Those will be in the video section. Check out the one I did this morning on Barcelona terror attack and how the judge pretty much enabled this terror attack in Barcelona to happen, but nobody's talking about it. Much blessings and love to my friends and my supporters in Texas. I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay healthy. Let me know how I can help on that, and I'm going to post my link below if you would like to donate. I appreciate it until Facebook monetizes, and I'm working on other ways to monetize myself, but donations have been incredible, and it's a truly beautiful thing to be able to say what I want, do what I want, tell the truth, not be politically correct, not lie to you, not have to be fake and phony and show up, to a bunch of popular trendy music events and lie to everybody. It's an amazing thing. You allow me to tell the truth. You allow me to live my life, be healthy, healthier than I've ever been in situations. So thank you guys so much for that. I'm going to post my link to the donations, and it's been beautiful. It's the power of the people. I think one thing that Bernie Sanders did do amazing this year was show that somebody with a message can raise millions of dollars. I have not raised millions of dollars, not even close, but that potential is there as we keep growing. Even with small donations, sometimes people are very generous and give bigger ones. But point being is that a lot of people can go a long way. If everybody gave $1 on my page, I would have $250,000 overnight. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It's clearly not even close so far. But that's the power of people. I have 260,000 likes or so. If everyone gave $1, that would be $250,000. People don't, not everyone reaches every post, this, that, but the power of the people is real. Crowdfunding and donations seems to be the future now that they're trying to block everything. And also on that note, I want to say, let's create the solutions ourselves. Let's not wait for government or our favorite politician, whatever it is. Let's look at the issues in the world and let's figure out ways to solve them on our own. I believe we have the power to do it. I know we have the power to do it. Thank you for listening. Have an amazing week, and I'll be back with some stuff later.